Your brain is slowly shutting down, and you might not even know it's happening. That's not fear. That's neuroscience. I'm Dr. Stuart R. Miller. I've spent my career studying cognitive decline, watching brilliant minds deteriorate, and understanding exactly why it happens. The terrifying part isn't that cognitive decline is inevitable. It's that most people don't realize it's starting until the damage is already severe. By then, some of what was lost may never come back. You think you're fine. You've always been sharp. Your memory has always been good. So when you forget why you walked into a room, or struggle to remember a name you've known for years, you brush it off. Getting older, too much stress, not enough sleep. You make excuses because the alternative feels too scary to consider. But here's what's happening inside your brain, silently. Your neurons are losing connections. Inflammation is rising. Blood flow is decreasing. Toxic proteins accumulate. Chemical signals break down. Your brain's cleanup system starts failing. And then one day, you can't remember your grandchild's name, or you get lost driving home. This is the cruel reality of the brain. It's the slowest organ to show damage, but often the first to become permanently compromised. Your heart can recover, your liver can regenerate, muscles rebuild, but the brain doesn't work that way. When neurons are lost, they're often gone forever. Modern medicine usually waits until decline becomes severe, then offers medications with marginal benefits. By then, decline has been happening for 10, 15, sometimes 20 years. People think it's genetic, that if your parents had Alzheimer's, you're doomed. That's wrong. Genetics load the gun. Lifestyle pulls the trigger. Your choices matter more than your genes. This is what neuroscientists know, and what I wish everyone over 30 understood. Your brain is shutting down, but it doesn't have to. In many cases, decline can be slowed or even reversed if you act early. Let's talk about how to save your mind.
Dr. Stuart R. Miller. Your brain is the most complex object in the known universe, and yet we treat it like it's invincible. We ignore it, we abuse it, we expect it to function perfectly, while we systematically destroy it through our lifestyle choices. In my practice, I've seen the consequences of this neglect play out in tragic ways. Brilliant people becoming shadows of themselves, families watching their loved ones slowly disappear into cognitive fog, people in their 50s and 60s losing the independence and mental clarity that define their humanity. The devastating truth is that most cognitive decline is preventable. It's not inevitable. It's not written in your genes. It's the result of years of choices. Choices about what you eat, how much you sleep, how you manage stress, whether you move your body, how you engage your mind, and whether you maintain meaningful social connections. Each of these factors individually impacts your cognitive function. Together, they determine whether your brain thrives or deteriorates. The neuroscience is absolutely clear on this. Your brain is either building itself stronger through neuroplasticity, or it's slowly declining through neurodegeneration. There is no neutral. There is no coasting. Every single day you're either protecting your brain or damaging it. And the scary part is that the damage happens silently, without symptoms, until suddenly you cross a threshold and can't ignore it anymore. Let me explain what actually happens in cognitive decline, because most people don't understand the mechanisms, and understanding them is crucial to preventing them. The brain requires an enormous amount of energy to function. Even though your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, it consumes about 20% of your calories. This energy comes from glucose and requires excellent cardiovascular delivery of oxygen-rich blood to all brain regions. When your cardiovascular system is compromised through sedentary lifestyle, poor nutrition, unmanaged stress, or metabolic dysfunction, your brain doesn't get the fuel it needs. Neurons start to die. Cognitive function declines. This is why cardiovascular health is one of the strongest predictors of cognitive preservation. But there's more happening than just energy delivery. Your brain is also accumulating damage at the cellular level. Amyloid beta protein is being produced as a normal metabolic byproduct, but it's supposed to be cleared away during sleep. If you're chronically sleep deprived, this clearance doesn't happen efficiently, and amyloid accumulates. Over time, this accumulation triggers inflammation, which damages more neurons, which accelerates more amyloid accumulation. This is the beginning of the cascade that leads to Alzheimer's disease, a cascade that starts years or decades before symptoms appear. Similarly, tau protein is becoming hyperphosphorylated and forming neurofibrillary tangles that destroy the internal structure of neurons, preventing them from functioning. This happens in response to chronic stress, poor blood sugar control, sleep deprivation, and metabolic dysfunction. The tau accumulation is particularly sensitive to blood sugar dysregulation, which is why type 2 diabetes dramatically increases dementia risk. Your glial cells, which are support cells in the brain, are becoming chronically activated and inflamed. Microglia, the immune cells of the brain, are supposed to clean up dead cells, pathogens, and damaged proteins. But when they become chronically activated through poor diet, stress, sleep deprivation, lack of exercise, or infections, they produce inflammatory cytokines that damage healthy neurons. This neuroinflammation is at the root of almost all neurodegenerative disease. Your neurotransmitter systems are becoming dysregulated. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter of motivation and focus, is declining with age, but declining much faster if you're chronically stressed, sleep deprived, or sedentary. Serotonin, the neurotransmitter that stabilizes mood and cognition, is compromised by poor gut health and lack of sunlight. Acetylcholine, crucial for learning and memory, declines with poor nutrition and cognitive inactivity. GABA, the calming neurotransmitter, is depleted by chronic stress. These aren't minor issues. Dysregulation of these systems is central to cognitive decline and dementia. Your vascular system is deteriorating. Blood vessels in your brain are becoming stiff, damaged, and compromised in their ability to deliver nutrients and remove waste. This happens as a result of hypertension, chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, metabolic dysfunction, and lack of cardiovascular exercise. Without healthy blood vessels, even the best nutrition and sleep can't reach your brain cells. Your glymphatic system, the brain's waste clearance system, is failing. This system is most active during sleep and requires sufficient sleep, proper brain fluid dynamics, and healthy vascular function. When it fails, metabolic waste accumulates in the brain, neurons become toxic, and cognitive function declines. This is one of the most important discoveries in neuroscience in the past decade, and yet most people have never heard of it. And perhaps most importantly, your neural connectivity, the actual physical connections between neurons, is deteriorating. Synapses are being lost. The dendritic spines that form connections between neurons are shrinking. White matter, the communication highways of the brain, is declining. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections and rewire itself, is diminishing. This process starts in your 30s and 40s and accelerates if you're not actively protecting your brain. All of this is happening without symptoms. You feel fine. You go about your day. You work, you eat, you sleep, you stress. And meanwhile, inside your brain, the disease process is advancing. The damage is accumulating. The connections are being lost. This is the most insidious aspect of cognitive decline. It's a silent assassin that strikes without warning. The early warning signs, if you're paying attention, are there. Brain fog, the feeling that your thinking is cloudy, that you can't quite access the words you want to say. Mental fatigue, feeling exhausted after mental effort that used to be easy. Slower processing, needing a moment longer to understand what someone is saying or to come up with a response. Occasional memory lapses, forgetting things you should remember easily, difficulty concentrating, getting distracted more easily, struggling to focus on complex tasks. Mood changes, becoming more irritable or anxious without obvious cause. Sleep disturbances, insomnia or not feeling rested even after sleep. Most people experience these symptoms and either ignore them or attribute them to stress or aging. They don't realize these are early warning signs of cognitive decline. They don't understand that these symptoms indicate that the disease process has already begun. And they definitely don't realize that these symptoms are often reversible if caught early and if the underlying causes are addressed. But here's the reality. If you ignore these early warning signs, the decline accelerates. Mild cognitive impairment develops. Now you're forgetting important information, getting lost in familiar places, having trouble managing finances or medications. You see a doctor, they diagnose you with mild cognitive impairment, they offer you a prescription that might slow the decline slightly, and you continue down the path to dementia. And at this point, the window for meaningful prevention has largely closed. This is why I'm sharing this with you now, because the time to prevent cognitive decline is not when symptoms appear. It's now. It's before you feel any decline. It's when your brain is still resilient enough to be dramatically changed by your lifestyle choices. The framework for protecting your brain and preserving cognitive function for life consists of 7 pillars. I call them the 7 pillars of brain health. And if you implement all 7, your risk of cognitive decline and dementia drops by more than 70%. Pillar 1, brain-specific nutrition. Your brain requires specific nutrients to build and maintain itself. It's not just about calories or general nutrition, it's about the specific compounds that neurons need to survive and thrive. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA and EPA, are foundational. These are structural components of neuronal membranes. Without adequate omega-3s, your neurons literally cannot maintain their structure. Studies show that people with higher omega-3 status have larger brain volumes in regions crucial for memory and cognition. The best sources are fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies. If you don't eat fish, supplementation is important. B vitamins are critical for neurological function. B6, B12, and folate are involved in homocysteine metabolism. High homocysteine is a strong risk factor for cognitive decline and dementia. B12 is especially important because deficiency causes cognitive symptoms that mimic dementia but can be reversed if caught. Many people are deficient without realizing it. B vitamins are found in quality meat, eggs, and leafy greens. Antioxidants are crucial because your brain generates enormous amounts of free radicals due to its high metabolic rate. These free radicals damage neurons. Antioxidants from colorful vegetables, berries, leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, beets, carrots protect against this oxidative damage. The polyphenols in these foods have been shown to cross the blood-brain barrier and provide direct neuroprotection. Minerals are essential. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of enzymatic reactions in the brain and is crucial for neuroplasticity and learning. Zinc is involved in neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons. Iron is crucial for myelin formation and cognitive function. Copper, selenium, and other trace minerals are all important. These come from quality whole foods, particularly organ meats, nuts, seeds, and vegetables grown in mineral-rich soil. Conversely, certain foods are actively damaging to your brain. Ultra-processed foods are neurotoxic. The combination of refined carbohydrates, seed oils, and additives creates systemic inflammation and oxidative stress that directly damages neurons. The artificial sweeteners in diet sodas have been shown to be neurotoxic. Excessive sugar creates insulin resistance, which damages the brain directly and impairs glucose delivery. The seed oils used in almost all processed foods create excessive omega-6 to omega-3 ratios that promote neuroinflammation. The optimal diet for brain health looks like quality proteins, meat, fish, eggs, lots of colorful vegetables, especially leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables, some berries and other fruits, nuts and seeds, healthy fats, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, and minimal processed food. This isn't complicated. It's not a special diet. It's just real food. Pillar 2, cardiovascular fitness. Your brain is an incredibly demanding organ. It requires constant, reliable blood flow carrying oxygen and glucose. If your cardiovascular system is compromised, your brain cannot function optimally. This is why cardiovascular fitness is one of the strongest predictors of cognitive preservation. Cardiovascular fitness requires consistent aerobic exercise. This doesn't mean you need to run marathons. It means regularly elevating your heart rate to a level where you can talk but not sing. This is your aerobic training zone. Most people benefit from 150 minutes of this per week, divided into sessions. Walking is good, but you need to walk at a pace that elevates your heart rate. Swimming, cycling, rowing, running, dancing, anything that gets your heart pumping consistently. The benefits of cardiovascular exercise for the brain are enormous. Regular aerobic exercise increases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is literally fertilizer for your brain. It promotes neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, and the formation of new neural connections. It improves cerebral blood flow. It reduces neuroinflammation. It improves mood and reduces anxiety and depression. It improves sleep quality. It improves glucose metabolism and reduces insulin resistance. Every single one of these benefits protects your brain from cognitive decline. Additionally, you need strength training. Resistance exercise, lifting weights, doing body weight exercises, using resistance bands provides unique benefits for brain health. It improves muscle mass, which is a strong predictor of cognitive preservation in aging. It improves balance, reducing fall risk. Falls are a major cause of brain injury in older adults. It improves bone density, which requires calcium and minerals that are also important for brain function. And it provides a cognitive challenge that promotes neuroplasticity. Combined cardiovascular fitness and strength training should be part of your weekly routine. 3 to 4 strength training sessions per week and 150 minutes of aerobic activity per week is the evidence-based prescription for brain health. Pillar 3, sleep architecture. Sleep is where your brain is rebuilt. During sleep, your glymphatic system clears out metabolic waste that accumulated during the day. Your memories are consolidated. Short-term memories are transferred to long-term storage. Your synapses are pruned. Weak connections are eliminated and strong ones are strengthened. Your neurochemistry is rebalanced. Your emotions are processed. Without adequate sleep, none of this happens, and cognitive decline accelerates. But it's not just about the quantity of sleep, it's about the quality. Most people think they're sleeping fine when they're actually getting fragmented, poor quality sleep. They need 7 to 9 hours for most people, and it needs to be continuous restorative sleep where they progress through all sleep stages. Getting good sleep requires respecting your circadian rhythm. This means sleeping when it's dark and being awake when it's light. Light exposure, especially blue light, suppresses melatonin production and makes sleep difficult. This is why screen use before bed is so damaging. It's why dim lighting in the evening is important. It's why darkness in your bedroom is critical. Sleep quality also requires managing sleep debt. Many people think they can sleep 5 hours during the week and catch up on weekends. This doesn't work. Sleep debt accumulates and impairs cognitive function just like chronic sleep deprivation does. Your brain needs consistent sleep every night, not a feast or famine pattern. Sleep also requires managing factors that disrupt sleep. Stress is a major sleep disruptor. Caffeine consumed even in the afternoon can disrupt sleep 8 hours later. Alcohol disrupts sleep architecture even though it might help you fall asleep. Inconsistent sleep schedules disrupt your circadian rhythm. Excessive sugar and processed food in the evening disrupts sleep. A cool, dark, quiet bedroom promotes sleep. When you're sleeping adequately and well, everything related to cognitive function improves. Your brain is literally being rebuilt every night. Your memory is being consolidated. Your neuroplasticity is being enhanced. This is why sleep is non-negotiable for brain health. Pillar 4, cognitive engagement and neuroplasticity. Your brain is use it or lose it. If you're not challenging your brain cognitively, it atrophies. Neural connections that aren't used are pruned away. If you maintain the same routine year after year, going through the motions without cognitive challenge, your brain loses its plasticity and its capacity to form new connections. This is a major driver of cognitive decline. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections and reorganize itself, is highest when you're learning something new. Not reviewing something you already know, but actually learning something challenging. This could be learning a new language, learning a musical instrument, learning a new skill, engaging in complex problem-solving creative pursuits, reading complex material, having stimulating conversations. The key is that it needs to be challenging enough to be uncomfortable. If it's easy, your brain isn't forming new connections. Cognitive reserve, the brain's resilience against damage, is built through challenging cognitive engagement. People with high cognitive reserve can lose more brain tissue before showing symptoms of cognitive decline because their brains have more neural connections and redundancy. Additionally, novelty is important. Your brain stops paying attention to routine. If you take the same route every day, drive the same streets, go to the same places, interact with the same people, your brain is on autopilot. It's not forming new connections. This is why travel, new experiences, meeting new people, and engaging in new activities are protective for cognitive health. Boredom is literally damaging to your brain. Stress and challenge build cognitive reserve. Boredom and routine deplete it. This is why retirement often coincides with cognitive decline. People go from cognitively demanding work to unchallenging routine, and their brains atrophy. The solution is continued cognitive engagement throughout life. Pillar 5, stress recovery and neurological resilience. Chronic stress is slowly destroying your brain. Elevated cortisol from chronic stress damages the hippocampus, which is crucial for memory formation. It impairs the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for executive function, decision-making, and impulse control. It promotes neuroinflammation. It impairs neurogenesis. It shrinks your brain volume. This is not hyperbole. Chronic stress literally changes your brain structure. But stress itself isn't the problem. Stress is inevitable, and in appropriate doses can be beneficial. The problem is chronic stress without adequate recovery. Your nervous system has two modes: sympathetic, stress response, and parasympathetic, rest and recovery. In the modern world, most people are in sympathetic overdrive. They're stressed by work, finances, relationships, information overload, social media, and they never give their nervous system a chance to recover. Recovery requires deliberately activating your parasympathetic nervous system. This can be through meditation, breath work, yoga, time in nature, warm baths, massage, making music, creative expression, or any activity that absorbs your attention and calms your nervous system. Most people never deliberately do this, so they're in chronic activation, slowly destroying their brains. Additionally, you need to reduce unnecessary stressors where possible. Some stress is inevitable, but much stress is optional. Limiting social media, reducing news consumption, setting boundaries with difficult people, improving your workspace, creating more predictability in your schedule. These all reduce stress load. When you have adequate recovery mechanisms and lower your overall stress burden, your nervous system can actually heal. Neuroinflammation decreases. The hippocampus can recover and form new memories efficiently. Your cognitive function improves. This is why stress management is not optional for brain health. It's foundational. Pillar 6, social connection and cognitive resilience. Loneliness is as damaging to your cognitive health as smoking is to your physical health. This isn't metaphorical, it's neurobiological. Chronic loneliness creates neuroinflammation, increases cortisol, impairs sleep, and accelerates cognitive decline. People with strong social connections have dramatically lower rates of cognitive decline and dementia. But it's not just any social interaction. It needs to be meaningful. Online friendships, while better than nothing, don't provide the same benefits as in-person connection. Physical presence, real conversation, shared experience, and felt belonging are what create the neurological benefits. This is why family and close friendships are protective for cognitive health. Additionally, having purpose and contribution, feeling that your life matters, that you're contributing something of value, is protective. This is why people who volunteer, mentor, grandparent, or engage in meaningful work maintain cognitive function. People who feel purposeless decline cognitively much faster. Building and maintaining social connections requires intentional effort in the modern world. Many people are more digitally connected than ever, but more genuinely lonely than ever. The solution is regular in-person connection with people you care about, meaningful relationships, and a sense of purpose and contribution. Pillar 7, targeted neuroprotective nutrients. Beyond the general nutrition pillar, there are specific nutrients that have strong evidence for neuroprotection that may warrant supplementation depending on your diet and status. Omega-3 supplementation is often necessary because most people don't eat enough fatty fish. High-quality fish oil or algae-based omega-3 supplements can significantly support brain health. B-complex supplementation is important, especially if you're not eating adequate organ meats and quality animal products. B12 in particular is important because dietary B12 is only found in animal products, and absorption declines with age. Vitamin D is produced in response to sun exposure and is crucial for brain health. Most people are deficient, especially in winter months. Supplementation is often necessary. Magnesium is depleted by stress and modern food production practices. Supplementation is often beneficial, especially forms that cross the blood-brain barrier like magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate. Ginkgo biloba and bacopa have decent evidence for cognitive support, though the effects are modest. Phosphatidylserine and phosphatidylcholine are components of neuronal membranes and support cognitive function. However, supplementation should not replace the other 6 pillars. Supplements are supporting players, not the main event. The pillars: nutrition, cardiovascular fitness, sleep, cognitive engagement, stress management, and social connection are what actually protect your brain. When all 7 pillars are in place, cognitive decline doesn't happen. Your brain thrives, your memory is sharp, your processing speed is fast, your focus is laser focused, your mood is stable, your creativity is flowing. This is the brain's natural state when conditions are met, but when these pillars are absent, cognitive decline is inevitable. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Your brain is slowly shutting down, or it's slowly building itself stronger. There is no neutral. The choice is yours. The time to protect your brain is now, before decline begins or while it's still reversible. The interventions outlined here work. The science is clear. The question is, will you act? Your brain is shutting down, but it doesn't have to, and it's not too late.